Hello everyone, I hope you are all doing well today. It is cloudy and has been raining here, so I thought I would just spend some time in my craft room, and what I have been making today is flowers made out of strips of fabric. And this is one that I finished, and I wanted a flat flower so I could use it to embellish different things that I create, such as cards or hearts, or like I said, I just wanted the flower to be flat. And here's another one that I finished, and all I did is add a button in the middle, and that just finishes the look of the fabric flower. So here's one that was made using 2 layers of what I'm just about to teach you. So all of us have leftover fabric, and so it's very easy, although it took me a little while to master the folding. So don't give up and keep on practicing with strips of fabric that you might have around. And this particular strip of fabric measures 10 inches, and the width is just under the 2 inches, a little bit more than 1.5. So you are going to need a hot glue gun. I already have mine hot, and just a word of caution, be careful when using one. So to begin folding the flat flower, as I'm gonna call it, is you take this end and you're going to fold it down like this. And then, let me make sure I have the right, that you can view well what I'm saying. Then what you do is you take this corner and you fold it up in this manner. Then at this point, you will need to hold your flower with your right hand, and with your left hand you will be making the folds backwards. We are going to be folding the fabric strip backwards. So the first fold is like this, and then rotate, and you will keep folding this strip of fabric backwards. Going around the strip, and it doesn't have to be perfect. I found out, as you can see, I have this, and I try to make sure that I have this edge looking like this when I fold backwards. So I'm folding backwards, and I'm also trying to go outwards. I don't know if that makes sense. So here's the next. So as you can see, the flower is growing to the outer edge. So just a couple more folds, and I'm almost to the end. So when I get to the end, I'm going to fold that to the back, and this is where you will use your hot glue gun. You turn it over like this, and I am going to hold that there just to make sure I don't get burned. So you want to put a little bit of glue right there, and then hold it like this. Then you will need to make glue in around. I like to go back and lift up, I'm gonna call them petals, but lift up these flaps and add a little bit of glue, hot glue there. Lift up this one so your fabric flower doesn't fall apart. Again, anywhere where you see a little flap that could undo your flower, go ahead and lift up. Right here, putting glue right there. And that's about done. Now this is the way it looks in the front, and this piece here also needs a little bit of glue. And you are done. So the next thing that I've been doing is taking a button, and I have burlap thread, which was it was left over from another project, but you can use any kind of thread. And I'm going in and just this button actually has, you might get away without using a needle if the holes in your button are big. So let's do a couple more. This was part of a piece of burlap, and you can take apart the burlap and you end up with these strings. Okay. You can add as many as you want, but right now, let's see, that's a bit. What I want to do is just hot glue the button with these strings showing on the back side. So when you're pleased to how your flower is gonna look, you will just grab the threads like this, and then place a small amount of glue in the center, and very simply hot glue your button to the center of the flower. So that's how it's looking. And then in some of my flowers, like I said, I did layers like this one, and all you would do is make two of them, one larger than the other. So this piece of fabric is really small, so let me show you again. This one measures just over 6 inches by almost 1 inch. And I've tried starting with the pretty side of the fabric facing down or up. So let's just try this one with the wrong side of the fabric facing up. So I'm going to make my initial fold like that. And sometimes I do it like this, but let's try doing it like this. Okay. Then I bring this end like to this part of the strip, and then this is the edge that I will be folding back. And so I make my first, and then when I have this piece of edge showing like this with this fold, I fold backwards again, and there's that little piece of folded material I'm looking for, and I'm working my way around and rotating as I go. So this one's gonna come out a little smaller, and that's okay. It's good to have flowers made out of different sizes. Not two are alike. So I think I'm gonna end it here and then just finish it like that, and then turn it over and place your small amount of hot glue. All you need is a little tiny dot of glue, and this one I'm sort of liking how it looks on the underside, on the wrong side, so I might just keep this one like this. So to make sure that my flower is gonna stay together, I just lift up that little edge and place a very small amount of glue, and then I'm going all around and using a very small amount of glue. And I'm finished with this one. And since this one is so small, I could just really take this larger one and just line them up like this. Layer them, that is, and then all I need to do then is to add a button like this. Okay, so on this part I will speed up the video a little bit. All I'm doing is taking some of that burlap thread, like I call it, and I'm going to add it to the button using this yarn needle, just to make it look a little bit more interesting. You can also use really any kind of thread you have, and just curl it around the back of your button until you're pleased with the way it looks, and apply some hot glue. In this case, I'm doing 2 flowers together, so I'm just putting them together with the glue, and then I'm just securing the button with a small amount of glue at the very top. I think it looks cute like this. And this is a card that I made some time ago, and I'm going to pretend this is how I will use my flat flower. Just very simply, I would again use hot glue to place the leaves onto the front of the card. I did these leaves using the free motion sewing technique, and I think the little flower looks pretty with those 2 leaves. Here is a little crochet heart that I made some time ago, and I just show you how I also am adding that same flower just to embellish the crochet heart a little bit. Okay, and I'm pretending I'm going to make a card, a greeting card. Although you can use this little heart to decorate a package. This is a heart made out of cardboard that I made some time ago. And the flat flowers could also be used to add another touch of interest to the project. There's just no end to what you can do with these little flowers. This one I made, the bottom part is made with that same technique, although the middle one is a flower
It's supposed to be a rose, but it has a little bit more dimension. Maybe I will make a tutorial on how to make these, but I'm still practicing and mastering these type of roses, also made with strips of fabric.
You can do it. You can do it just like I learn. It's fun to learn something new every day. I hope you have a nice afternoon and create something beautiful today. Bye.